If you guys have ever tried to research a helicopter, you know it can be a very long process. And when you get your first helicopter, it doesn't really help that you have to have a rank 5 vehicle. So if you are someone who's gotten into War Thunders who tried to play helicopters, I hate to be the guy to tell you, you're going to need to get to rank 5 air or ground first. Then, and only then, may you unlock a helicopter. So example, say you play the United States, my best suggestion to you would be to grind to rank 5, unlock the AH-1G, and buy it. Now, this is where it comes to where it gets really hard. You have to actually grind the vehicle. And this is where this video has to be made. So guys, if you guys don't know, a long time ago, Gaijin added the capabilities to research helicopters by using tanks. And that was great. It's a great feature. You'd push a button, you would not be able to put research into any tanks, but you would put all of the research you got for tanks into helicopters. There's penalties to it, and it's still a long process, but it was greatly loved by the public. And then we just never got this feature for aircraft, and that's always gotten some backlash, and I really, really need Gaijin to add this feature. This is like the #1 feature I want to see in the game, and I don't even care, you know, like I need this feature. So if you guys don't know, like I said earlier, you can unlock helicopters with a rank 5 aircraft. You don't need to have tanks to get helicopters. So to me, that alone makes it really weird personally on why we can't just unlock helicopters with aircraft as well, because that doesn't make sense to me personally on why Gaijin would not allow, you know, aircraft to also unlock helicopters. Because the game is such a long grinding process, it's very difficult for me to even tell people to, hey, you know, take your research off of tanks and put it into helicopters unless you have the whole ground tree. And I don't have the whole ground tree. Now, I do have the entirety of the US air tree and several other air trees. So I would love to be able to actually play something like my Super Hornet or my Pobit and actually get research towards something. That's a big reason why I don't play US aircraft as much anymore. I just don't get any sort of research, so it's only ever for fun or for SL, and that just kind of feels like a waste of time sometimes in a game like War Thunder where it's constantly grinding. Now, I do think the major reason why Gaijin has not added aircraft to be able to research helicopters is probably because it'd be a little too fast. I think Gaijin wants to keep helicopters hidden behind a paywall, and I do kind of understand that. They are a shorter tech tree when you think about it, but I don't want to spend 4 weeks, you know, grinding my heart out in tanks, trying to unlock, you know, the last Apache in the tech tree, and then spending millions and millions of SL, and then also just not getting anything towards tanks at all. And this isn't necessarily the worst thing for tankers, but as an air main, it's kind of frustrating. And again, I wouldn't necessarily care as much if you couldn't unlock helicopters with just aircraft, but the fact that you can unlock the AH-1G or any other helicopter by having rank 5 aircraft, but then not having the exact same thing that tanks get, which is that ability to research helicopters, it's mildly frustrating. But like I said, I think the reason why they haven't added this feature is because it'd be too fast. They want to keep helicopters hidden behind a bit of a paywall. That's why you'll see very, you know, limited helicopter premiums. Compared to other premiums, you don't really see event or squadron helicopters. You know, both squadron helicopters are in the United States, and the only event helicopters also in the United States, event/battle pass, that being the H-34. So realistically speaking, helicopters do not get the love I think that they deserve. They still don't really have a good game mode. They only have the PvE game mode, which no one really likes, and that's a terrible way to research helicopters. I think, honestly speaking, the best way to research helicopters in War Thunder today is to pair up a premium helicopter. Like, for example, I'll pair up the AH-64GR or the RAH-66, and then pair it with something like the premium RDF or the M1A1, and then just, you know, try to get as much research as you can. Obviously, turning on the helicopters research by tanks button, which should be on, you know, the bottom right of your screen if you're looking for it when you're actually looking at like the tank tech tree. And that's the best way I think there is currently to grind helicopters. It's still slow unless you have like a really good game. It's just really slow. it's just frustrating to me. I really wish Gaijin would add this feature, because it's talked about. Like, I do see people talking about it. I know it's not like a, hidden fact that people want to see this. I just don't think it's talked about enough for Gaijin to take note and actually, add the feature. We can always wish, right? I mean, for sure, I think it's something that if Gaijin got enough people asking about it, they would add it. I don't think they get enough people asking about it. Like I said, I don't think there's enough helicopter players to be asking about it, or to actually, get it added. But like I said, we can always hope. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. Do you guys want to see the ability to research helicopters by aircraft? I think it's a crazy cool feature. I really want them to add it. Please let me know your thoughts. If you guys, support the idea, make sure to hit the like button and maybe share it with Gaijin. Anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you're interested in joining a giveaway, link in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.